Adequate notice of the May 9th, 2024 Township Committee meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting written notice and agenda of the meeting on the bulletin board in Municipal Building 1000, Route 10, Township of Hanover, and by hand delivering, mailing, or faxing such notice and agenda to the following newspapers: Morris County Daily Record, the Star Ledger, Hanover Eagle, and by filing the same with the Township Clerk.
Committeeman Cahill.
Here.
Committeeman Farah-Mosca.
Here.
Committeeman Francelli is excused this evening. Committeeman Mahelko.
Here.
And Mayor Gallagher.
Here.
4 members in attendance.
If you would, please stand up. Join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, a prayer by Deputy Mayor Mahalko, and then we would like to have a moment of silence for Chief Gallagher. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, please watch over and guide this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding to help make the best decisions for our residents. Please bless our first responders and township volunteers who keep us all safe. Also, bless our township employees and residents. Lastly, please let us pray for the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces who stand vigil over us always. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, tonight we have a very special event, and tonight is a very big night here in Hanover Township. We're going to take a few minutes to thank and honor an incredible, selfless human being, Hanover Township Sensei, Mr. Wayne Murky. Mr. Murky has been a part of the Hanover Township municipal family for the past 40 years, as he has been sensei to thousands of residents, including yours truly and my 2 children. Mr. Murky has been a great role model, a very positive influence, and a great lead-by-example teacher and individual. A very good friend once told me, the most valuable thing you can share with someone is your time, and that is 100% spot on. Mr. Murky, thank you for your time. Thank you to your entire family for sharing you with us for all of these years. So, to prepare for tonight, I told a few people what we were going to do and why we were going to do it. Although every single person said it was very well deserved, I just want to share some of the comments I was told about Mr. Murky, out of fairness to Mr. Murky and his students. Here we go. Mr. Murky is the bomb. Mr. Murky is the man. Mr. Murky is a sick fighter. I love Mr. Murky. Mr. Murky is my brother. Mr. Murky is the best. I love that guy. He's a good dude. That guy is squared away. That guy doesn't play around. Well, Sensei Murky, on behalf of Hanover Township, thank you. Please know how much we appreciate you, how much we respect you, and how much we respect your family and the sacrifice, and thank you for being such an important part of Hanover Township. Mr. Murky will be leaving Hanover Township and JJKA in very good hands with Sensei Zach Murky, who's Mr. Murky's son, who's a stand-up individual, and I want Zach to know that he has a lot of friends in Town Hall, and we're looking forward to him continuing Mr. Murky's legacy. So before we present Mr. Murky with the key to the city, I would like to ask if anyone of Mr. Murky's black belts would like to take the podium and make a comment or two about Mr. Murky and thank him for his service. You can do anything you want, Mr. Norris.
You got a couple things?
Good. I'll take up the rear.
All right. Just state your name, your address, and then take the floor. You get 4 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Reno Amadori. I'm a former Hanover Township resident. I grew up in Hanover Township and went through the Hanover Township school system.
And my name is Brian Carey. I'm a Hanover Township resident currently, 13 Summit Avenue in Cedar Knolls. And I also went through Hanover Township Public Schools.
In 1984, we received a flyer for karate at Matthew Road School. We were fortunate that both of our parents agreed to sign us up for classes. That's when we met Mr. Murky.
So we've had the privilege of having Mr. Murky as our sensei, our karate instructor, for the past 40 years. We went through the ranks here in Hanover and spent many years as Mr. Murky's assistant in town and received our black belt through Mr. Murky. We didn't realize as kids how fortunate we were to have Mr. Murky as our sensei. But the older we got, the more we realized how fortunate we were.
Mr. Murky is not only an awesome martial artist, he truly is a great instructor. Many people in our organization will tell you that Mr. Murky is a tough instructor. Well, he is. But it was because he cared and he knew you could always do better, and more importantly, he made you believe that you could do better. And that carried outside of just karate.
It is because of Mr. Murky that we now have our own classes in Morristown, teaching through the rec program just as our sensei did. We often think when teaching our students, what would Mr. Murky say or do? We still look to him for advice, and we always hope to make him proud.
40 years later, we still enjoy working out with Mr. Murky. He still takes the time to watch what we're doing and fix things up, not only making us better martial artists, but giving us the opportunity to pass his knowledge and teachings to our students, his grand students.
It's obvious we enjoy karate since we've been doing it for so long, but that is because of Mr. Murky. We enjoy it, and we still look forward to coming to class to see him every week growing up.
Mr. Murky is more than a karate instructor. He's a mentor and has become a good friend to so many of us, not only in karate, but also in life. We literally grew up with Mr. Murky as our sensei. He was there when we were kids through our teenage years to adulthood. We all shared many milestones with him, from getting our license, graduating, getting married, having kids, and the list goes on. You see, going to class every week became more than just karate. We spent time together after class talking, whether it was in the parking lot or once of age at Kathy's Corner over a drink.
Mr. Murky always showed interest in our lives. He's always offered an ear to listen to and sound advice when needed. If we ever needed his help, we knew all we had to do was ask. He was always there. I'm not sure how many people in life can say that they have someone looking out for you as you're growing up, but we were fortunate to have that person in Mr. Murky.
Our words today cannot express how much of a positive influence Mr. Murky had on our lives, but you see, we're just two people. Mr. Murky's been teaching in Hanover for 40 years. Think about how many thousands of students' lives he has touched.
So on behalf of all of us and all of your students throughout the years, Mr. Murky, we just want to say thank you.
Mine not so scripted. I first met Wayne E. Murky and was his instructor back in the late 70s, early 80s. He, by my sensei, he told Mr. Murky, Wayne Murky, to come work out with me. So we became, he was my student, and became a partner in the JJKA Association soon thereafter. So we have a partnership between my wife, who was working out with me at the time, and still does, Wayne Murky, working out under me and now a partner. And for over 40 years, we've been in a corporation in a karate school. We were lucky enough to have an opportunity to open a location here in Hanover, and for, as you all know, 40 years, he has, as a labor of love, has taught thousands of Hanover Township residents, and to where they work out every week, they go to tournaments, they go to promotional shiais, as well as, I don't know how many years we've been doing camp. 38 years of a week long sleep, 5-day sleepover karate camp, and it's things change, and now he'll be moving on to warmer pastures in Tennessee. So it's a big loss to the association, but we're all very proud and happy that he's now in retirement, and we're hoping for the best. Now, I think who's here is actually active or have been active in JJK. Just raise your hand. All right. So leave that hand up. If you want Wayne Murky to come to this summer camp, raise your other hand as well. All right, hopefully that's an impetus for the last hurrah, because he does have a couple of brown belts that are training this year for black belt, and they get tested at camp. And we all think collectively, right, that he should be intimately involved in that. So to wrap it up, it's been a pleasure, and I feel we all feel blessed that he's been a part of our lives for 40 years or longer, and we're just hoping for the best. And we all are very thankful for how you've embraced him throughout the years, and especially tonight. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Murky, are you sure you're going to go through with this? Because we could put this plaque in the back for a little while. Okay, Mr. Murky, if you'd please step forward. We have the key to the city and a plaque to recognize you and your family. And Ethan, and thank you very much, Ethan, for also helping us with this. If there's anybody you'd like to be in the photo with the governing body and Mr. Murky, you're all welcome. Anybody's welcome. John? Thank you very much, Mr. Murky. Thank you. This is my case. Thank you. John, thank you. Thank you. All the best. What's up, my brother? Yes, there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you for... Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into some really exciting Hanover Township Committee business. If you'd like to hang out with us, you may, but if you'd like to take a minute or two to exit, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for recognizing Mr. Murky. And Mr. Murky, thank you again, my brother. Thank you.
That's on the I'll put that down.
That was really nice. I'm like, I don't know where it is. We just haven't seen it in such a long time. Good, good.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next portion of our business deals with a presentation by Barbara Davis, the Vice President for the Land Conservancy of New Jersey. Since 1999, the township has had a very good working relationship with Barbara and the Land Conservancy in helping us to preserve and conserve open space. And one of the elements of the open space program is the creation of an open space plan and an environmental resource inventory. And these two documents are very important, not only for the township, but the Green Acres program through the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection looks to municipalities to create these plans on the preservation of open space. And I've had a very good working relationship with my fellow professional, Barbara Davis, and so is our crew, Blaise Branchow and Jerry Macero, township engineer, who have worked hand in glove with Barbara in the preparation of the open space plan and the environmental resource inventory. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce at this time Barbara Davis from the Land Conservancy.
Thank you. So I'm here tonight to give a short presentation on the Environmental Resource Inventory and the Open Space and Recreation Plan. The Environmental Resource Inventory is a first for Hanover Township. I've been talking to Joe about it for a number of years. The Environmental Resource Inventory is not a plan, it's a report. And it gives you the basis by which your municipality sits, in a way. It talks about the natural, cultural, and environmental features of the municipality, and it has a series of detailed maps, has a lot of documentation, and now we also include a lot of policy in those documents. The Environmental Resource Inventory is really a tool for the decision makers. So the Environmental Commission, the Township Committee, the Planning Board, that when you get applications in, you can look inside the Environmental Resource Inventory and have a general idea about the property and what questions to be able to ask either the developer or the homeowner as they come into the municipality to be able to use that property. The Environmental Resource Inventory is considered a priority action by Sustainable Jersey. Hanover Township is certified through the Sustainable Jersey program. So once the plan is adopted by the Planning Board later this month, you'll be able to submit it for 20 points in terms of your certification program. The Environmental Resource Inventory is on the municipal website. There are handouts in the room here tonight that give you a little bit more depth into the ERI. The Open Space and Recreation Plan is one that the township has done. Your first one was in 2001, and you updated it in 2011, and you're now on your third update. As Joe mentioned, I've worked with Hanover Township since I started at the Land Conservancy in 1999. You have a lot of things that I think if I was mayor, I would want to be able to say. So we're just going to make pretend that I'm mayor of Hanover Township so that I can say them and feel good about it. So that would be fun. So 63% of your residents voted to put in the Open Space Trust Fund, and you've continued to have an Open Space Trust Fund at 2 cents since 1999. So what have you done with your Open Space Trust Fund? You've leveraged that with other people's dollars, and I'm a big fan of using other people's money to move your goals forward. Hanover Township has been one of the most active applicants to the Morris County Open Space Program, and you pay a lot of money into the Morris County Open Space Trust Fund, and you've been really good about being able to leverage that. You've gotten $2,534,750 towards open space projects between 1996 and 2022. So that's pretty much at the start of the county program. You're one of the first applicants. You've applied on an annual basis to the county's trail construction grant program, and they've provided $662,992 to construct and expand the Bee Meadow Pond Nature Trail. And it's a really nice trail. My synagogue is on Route 10. I go to Adash Shalom, and there's a member who lives in Hanover Township, and I swear to you, he comes in and he tells me what I should be doing at Bee Meadow Park because he really likes to go there. So he knows exactly what you're doing and makes sure that I follow up. It's a beautiful park, and you've done a great job. You've also applied for funding through the Historic Preservation Program. Between 2007 and 2022, you've gotten $249,038 from Morris County for assessment and restoration projects. Morris County has 4 funding programs, and you've received money through 3 of those 4. They have 5. You've received 3 out of the 4. In Green Acres, so this is really the reason to do an open space plan. So what Green Acres likes to do is they like to award towns that think forward in terms of their open space program, that they self-tax, that they have a plan for acquisition. So what that does is that instead of getting money property by property, they open up an account with you, with the state. So if you apply for property and that property owner changes their mind in terms of wanting to be able to sell it to you, you could then use that money towards another project. And I've worked with a lot of towns. I think I've done over 200 land conservation plans, and a lot of towns have their grants canceled by the state. And it makes sense. You know, we all pay into that public fund, and you want to make sure municipalities are using the public dollars. And if you're not using the public dollars, the state should take it back and put it someplace else. Well, Hanover's never had their grant canceled. In fact, Joe and I got copied on an email this week saying, you've done a great job, we're going to, pay your last bill, and then we're going to cancel the grant. Are they kidding me? No way. I emailed them right back. I said, no, you're not going to cancel the grant, and this is why, and she agreed. So let's see what you've done with the state of New Jersey. Since 2001, as a direct result of your initial open space plan, you've received grant funds totaling $5 million from the Green Acres program. You purchased and preserved the DOT property in 2022. That was over a 10-year effort by the municipality to purchase and preserve that property. It was excess land that was part of the Route 24 right-of-way. It's 74 acres, one of the largest properties in Hanover Township, has the highest point in Hanover Township. It's surrounded by development. Lowe's now borders one part of it. You have Forest Way, you have other development that clings to it. This is the most interesting project I think I've worked on. This property, because it was owned by the DOT and because Hanover Township was so proactive in wanting to preserve it, when the DOT declares it surplus land, they have to ask the municipality that it's located in if they want it, which they knew they would. They have to sell it at the value at which they purchased it, which was $1964. But because we were using Green Acres funds, which is another agency of the state, we had to get an appraisal at current value for that property. And because the $1964 were less than 50% of what the current value is, that entire property was purchased with state Green Acres funding, which I thought was fantastic. So the municipality was able to purchase and preserve 74 acres and have that nearly entirely reimbursed to them by the state of New Jersey. You didn't have to go to Morris County. You could work directly with the state, and that's a great achievement. So with the conclusion of that property, it left you just under $500,000 in your Green Acres account, but you didn't let it rest. This year, today, actually, you submitted your last forms to Green Acres to purchase the Munchalski property, which is next to Bee Meadow Park. And it's a beautiful property, and it's you're gonna receive just over $200,000 from the state of New Jersey towards reimbursement for that. You had a county grant towards it, and you're looking forward. The expansion of Bee Meadow Park is the right place for Hanover Township to look, and you've really closed in the borders there. So this is the final thing that I want to be able to say, again, if I was mayor of Hanover Township, is that Hanover Township has 1,038 acres of permanently preserved open space. 80% of that has been preserved by the municipality, which is great. You've added 121 acres of preserved land since the 2011 open space plan. 74 acres of that was the New Jersey DOT property. 15% of the municipality is now permanently protected. And as I mentioned, the largest is the DOT property, the former DOT property. Morris County has added 11 acres primarily through conservation easements as part of Patriots Path. And one of the things I do want to recognize, and again, we're still making pretend that I'm mayor, is that your engineer and your planner, Jerry and Blaze, are extremely well informed as to the land in Hanover Township, how it's used, and what the ownership is and what it should be done with it. And the Morris County ownership in Hanover Township is very confusing. They have a lot of land in little tiny pieces that are all acquired as part of Patriots Path. Some of it is listed on your recreation open space inventory, some of it's listed on theirs, and we spent a tremendous amount of time trying to sift through that. And Blaze and Jerry did a really great job making sure that your mapping was accurate. And that, I think, is one of the most powerful outcomes of your open space plan. So tonight is the first of 2 public meetings, so I ask that the real mayor open up the meeting to the public, see if there's any comment on the open space plan, and of course, the environmental resource inventory. And then on May 21st, the planning board will then consider it for adoption. And once it is adopted, we'll send both down to Green Acres. Green Acres did review the draft plan, and they were extremely pleased with how the plan looked. So once it's adopted, I know the state will approve it, and you'll be able to continue to get your funding. And I'm here to answer questions if you have any. So thank you.
Thank you, Barbara.
So by the recommendation of the acting Hanover Township Mayor Barber tonight, I'd like to call for a motion to open the floor to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If anyone from the public would like to be heard on this report, please step to the podium, state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes. Seeing none, hearing none. Motion to close?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. See, the acting mayor did such a great job.
mayor did a great job.
0 questions.
Barbara, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great to see this report and to have it all in front of us in writing and, you know, solid numbers. I'm liaison for open space, I'm also director of recreation, and like you said, we've been really focusing on Bee Meadow Park. Glad you noticed, because we've been working hard to really enhance it, improve it, open it up, putting in the pathways, and again, it's great to see this. We are moving it forward, and pretty soon we'll be talking about the Route 24 track and seeing what we can do with that. And, you know, open it for passive activity. And again, we have a great town, and they're always supportive of these type of endeavors. So, but thank you. It's terrific.
Thank you, Mike. Anybody else in the governing body?
No, just we appreciate the level of professionalism on a consistent basis. Great strategic thinker, has helped us really develop what we're very proud of in terms of the just strategic allocation of open space. It wasn't just acquire this or that. It was well thought through, and we thank you for leading that.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Kristen.
Okay, I'm going to give it to Joe. Joe, would you like to do the proclamation?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a proclamation to read into the record, and the proclamation reads as follows. It's a proclamation of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover, designating June 2024 as LGBTQ1A+ Pride Month in Hanover Township. Whereas the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover welcomes and encourages diversity and inclusion within the Hanover community. Whereas on June 28, 2024, marks the 55th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in New York City, which sparked the gay rights movement and is the nationwide month to recognize the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer or questioning, intersex, asexual, and plus LGBTQ1A+ community. And whereas celebrating Pride Month raises awareness and provides support and advocacy for the LGBTQIA+ community, and is an opportunity to become educated, engage in dialogue, strengthening alliances, and building understanding. And whereas, while there has been remarkable progress toward acceptance and equality, members of the LGBTQIA+ community continue to face discrimination, intolerance, and hate. And whereas we must commit to supporting and accepting LGBTQIA+ individuals, in particular our youth, who, compared to their peers, are far more likely to experience violence and bullying at school, to suffer from depression, to struggle with substance use, and to have attempted suicide. Whereas we must remain vigilant in deterring oppression and discrimination against people on the basis of sex, gender, identity or expression, or sexual orientation. And whereas by protecting the rights of every individual, we enhance and strengthen the value of everyone throughout our entire society. And whereas we affirm and support for LGBTQIA+ residents in our community and stand with them to protect their civil rights and their ability to live openly, equally, and without fear. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover in the County of Morris and State of New Jersey on this 9th day of May 2024 that the governing body today recognizes and supports the month of June 2024 as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer or questioning, intersex, asexual, and plus, LGBTQIA+ Pride Month. Be it further resolved that the governing body urges all residents to celebrate and build a culture of inclusiveness and acceptance during this month and every month from now on. Signed, Thomas Ace Gallagher, on behalf of the Township Committee.
Thank you, Joe.
Can I accept that?
Sure, Fern. You may come forward.
And can I say a few words?
Yes.
I won't be long. I'm short and don't be yours. Oh, I forgot my glasses, so. Okay, Mayor Gallagher and members of the Hanover Township Committee. With the rise of extremism and division in our nation, it's more important than ever that we recognize those among us who have been not only marginalized but also attacked for just being who they are. We must recognize and celebrate the members of our own community in a positive way. Love is love regardless of race, nationality, sexual orientation, religion, or gender identity. The month of June has been nationally recognized as Pride Month, and we thank you for that same recognition in Hanover Township. When we celebrate members of our community, we encourage their participation in that community. We bring them out of the shadows, and most importantly, for our young people, we send the message that we accept them no matter what. We let them know, and we let the community at large know that we support and protect all members of our community. We let them know that all people are welcome here and that we stand against bigotry and hatred and potential violence that comes along with it. And I am so proud that this community stands for these ideals. Elected officials serve on behalf of all residents. The choice to make a statement of support to people who feel marginalized can ensure that they all feel seen, heard, and welcomed, and you have done that here. And everyone should know that this committee was not asked last year or this year to provide a Pride proclamation, as I had done in the past, but they did it on their own accord. And I really, truly believe that you deserve credit for having done that. So thank you so much. Joe, every year I love with the expression that you read that proclamation makes my heart sing. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now we can start.
That's it.
Now start business.
All right, show business.
Show business. Okay, where are we? Communications. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our first order of business is a letter of resignation from Adam Kipnis from his position with the Public Works Department effective May 10th, 2024. May I please have a motion to accept his letter?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Accepted his resignation. Next on the agenda, the Township Committee has decided to withdraw ordinance number 7-2024. There will be no public hearing regarding this ordinance. I'd like to take a motion to withdraw ordinance 7-2024.
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Cahill?
Aye.
Committeeman Farah-Mosca?
Aye.
Committeeman Mahalko?
Yes.
Mayor Gallagher?
Aye.
Ordinance 7 is so withdrawn. Next on the agenda, we have the public hearing and adoption of 4 ordinances. Ordinance number 8-2024, 9-2024, 10-2024, and 11-2024. Proof of publication that ordinance number 8 and 9 and their notices of introduction appeared in full in the April 17th issue of the Daily Record. I'd like to state for the record that ordinance number 10 and 11 appeared in summary in the April 18th issue of the Daily Record in accordance with law. I'd also like to state for the record that ordinance 8-2024 has a non-substantive amendment to the introduced ordinance of April 11, 2024. The business administrator chose to consolidate all of the title position listed in the condensed version that provides the minimum and maximum wages rather than being broken down into 2 sections. Ordinance 10-2024 is a land use ordinance, and this ordinance was sent to the Planning Board for referral and review. In a letter dated April 25, 2024, from the Planning Board's Chair, Pete DeNegris, it stated that the Planning Board believes that Ordinance 10-2024 is generally consistent with the intent of the master plan and with the current recommendations for the various zone districts. Ordinance 10-2024 contains detailed regulations not included in the master plan and provides for different sizes warehouse logistic uses in the various zone districts. These are also not included in the master plan. These inconsistencies are more than a technical nature than substantive, and the board believes that Ordinance 10-2024 clarifies and updates the land use policies of the existing master plan. I'd also like to state for the record that Ordinance 10-2024 was also filed with Morris County Planning and Development Office as required by the municipal land use law. Ordinance 11-2024 is also a land use ordinance. This ordinance was also sent to the Planning Board for referral and review. In a letter dated April 25, 2024, from the Planning Board Chair, Pete DeNegris, it states that the Planning Board has reviewed the ordinance for consistency with the master plan. Although the land use element of the master plan does not contain specific recommendations concerning the design of stormwater management systems, the stormwater management plan element of the master plan contains specific policy recommendations as well as a draft copy of the stormwater control ordinance in the appendix to the plan. Ordinance 11-2024 is not entirely consistent with this plan, since the stormwater management plan was adopted in 2005, before the NJDEP regulations were adopted. The master plan should be amended to be consistent with Ordinance 11-2024. The board intends to adopt such an amendment to the near future. The amendments are also necessary to comply with the requirements of the Township Tier A MS4 permit. Ordinance 11-2024 was also filed with the Morris County Planning and Development Office as required by the municipal land use law. At this time, may I have a motion to convene the public hearings on ordinance number 8, 9, 10, and 11?
So moved.
Second.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning any of the ordinances? If so, please state your name and address for the record, and which ordinance you would like to speak regarding. Hearing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
May I have now a motion to adopt ordinances 8, 9, 10, and 11?
I'll make a motion to adopt along with the comment. I think our planner, Blaze Branchout, should be recognized for excellence from the strategic perspective in the development of ordinance number 10, 2024, which was a significant body of work and providing us with something that we can move forward with in our township and manage it appropriately.
I'd like to make a comment too, Krista.
Sure.
Just to dovetail on what John said. Today with e-commerce, warehousing has a much different definition. There's a truck depot, there's a warehouse, and there's a distribution center. And many municipalities are struggling differentiating between the three. Blaze, you did an incredible job breaking this up. It took several months, several presentations to the planning board, many, many questions, and a lot of phone calls. So I just want to say thank you very much. And I know from all the calls I've made to many municipalities, everybody's facing the same problems, differentiating between those three, and I think you really nailed it, and Hanover Township is going to be the beneficiary. So thank you very much for great work.
Thank you, Ace. Thank you, John.
May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor? Oh, no, sorry, got to roll call, sorry, scratch that. Committeeman Cahill?
Yes.
Committeeman Farah, Committeeman Mahalko?
Yes.
Mayor Gallagher?
Aye.
So adopted. Next, we have 3 ordinances in for introduction. I'd like to read each into the record. Ordinance number 12, 2024, an ordinance of the Township Committee, Township of Hanover, authorize the resurfacing of a portion of the B Meadow Parkway from Parsippany Road to Fenwick Road in the Whippany section of the township and appropriating the sum of $174,840 from the New Jersey Department of Transportation's fiscal year 2023 municipal aid program and $175,160 from the township's 2024 current fund budget. Ordinance number 13-2024, ordinance of the Township Committee, Township of Hanover, authorizing the execution of a lease agreement with the Hanover Township Boy Scouts of America Incorporated, Boy Scout Troop 155, in operating the B Meadow Park Brickyard Concession Facility on July 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, 2024, during the Township's live vocal concerts. Ordinance number 14-2024, ordinance of the Township Committee, the Township of Hanover, authorizing a lease between the Township Hanover and the Ark Morris County Chapter, New Jersey Incorporated, regarding the township-owned property located at 99 Mountain Avenue, also designated as Block 905, Lot 16, as set forth on the tax map of the Township of Hanover. I'd like to state for the record that all of the ordinances and their notices of introduction will be published in full in the Daily Record in accordance with the law. Public hearing is scheduled for June 13th, and if any member of the public would like to speak regarding those ordinances, they will be given the opportunity to do so that evening. May I please have a motion to introduce ordinance numbers 12, 13, and 14?
So moved.
Second.
On roll call, Committeeman Cahill.
Yes.
Committeeman Farah,
Aye.
Committeeman Mahalko.
Yes.
And Mayor Gallagher.
Aye.
So introduced. Can I just have a sip of water? Do you mind? Sorry. Next order of business is the approval of resolutions as a consent agenda. Resolution number 75-2024 through 95-2024. Does any member of the Township Committee have any questions regarding any of these items? May I have a motion to approve the resolutions if no questions?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the last on the agenda, we have to pay the bills in the amount of $10,066,612.25. May John, can I pay the
Motion,
bills?
motion for Sylvia to pay those bills.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor Gallagher and the members of the committee, that clears the agenda, and I greatly thank you.
Thank you very much, Krista. Great job. I'd like a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
If anyone from the public would like to approach the podium and address the governing body, please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Paul Susko from Fieldstone Drive in Whippany. I'd like to talk about affordable housing. And my parents grew up in Irvington, and then when they started having our family, they wanted to move to the suburbs to raise a family. My oldest daughter lives in Hoboken, and she's single right now. She's engaged, actually. And it's a pain just finding parking there and bringing the groceries upstairs, and she can't imagine having, a child and doing that. So she wants to move to a suburb, and that's why a lot of people come to suburbs. They want a little more space, and as we heard in the other room earlier, some of us, all the traffic, as the town keeps growing, and we're forced to grow by the state unreasonably, we can see there's been a lot of problems, and we want to, get this under control. So I'm going to propose an ordinance to get funding from the state for any kind of COA affording done through the town ordinance. And I have a copy of an ordinance done by another town, actually it's in another state, and they got something done just on the town level. So, the state just basically, they're forcing us to grow unbelievably, and it's like, take out your checkbook, and we'll tell you how much to write the check for. That's what it comes down to, really, when you think about it. So, I'm going to call this proposal, this ordinance, Balanced Budget, Construction and Fair Funding, Accountability, and Recovering Ordinance. And I hope I covered everything in that. But I'll pass this on to the mayor, and you can make copies, but I think just as we have to be accountable for our household, the state ought to start doing it now, because we have, I've heard estimates of, I can't believe it, 7 out of 10 people want to move out of the state because they can't afford it. So it's come to a pass, and we need to do something, and I'll work with you on this too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Thank you. Seeing none, hearing none?
Motion to close?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Guys, we still have a lot more business to take care of, but if any committee member would like to take the floor for a minute or two, with just a quick update, now's the time.
Okay. We'll begin with 1, 2, 3s. First one up is roads. We are planning to pave 12 roads this year, targeted. We're budgeting $1.2 million. In addition to the $1.2 million, you heard tonight an ordinance, a grant from the state of New Jersey for $175,000 more. So in aggregate, $1.4 million. Progress you saw today, Cedar Mills Road was paved. Reynolds will be done next week. And the majority of the roads will be paved in July and August. Next one up is economic development. Economic development is hosting a special event on June the 5th. It's a really good opportunity for our small businesses. It will be held at the Whippany train station. It will be held at 6 o'clock. It's geared to help small businesses network. So please put that down. Please come out and participate. It's invaluable for the small businesses. Lastly is environmental initiatives. Barbara Davis spoke about environment. Did a great job with that, but I want to compliment the Whippany River Water Action Committee along with our green team in Hanover for joining together for a major Earth Day event. They cleaned up Blackbrook Park, Central Park, Malapartis Park. They removed all sorts of debris from our park, to include pulling tires out of the river. Special thanks go to our corporate partners who helped and assisted our DPW department and our volunteers. Those partners being Barclays, Mondelez, and Marzetti Falcon. So we thank them. Mayor, that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, John. Brian?
Just two things. First, just really briefly, Resolution 95-2024 had to do with the rehiring of Officer Daniel Acuero. So I just wanted to welcome him back, or we'll be happy to welcome him back on June 1st. He started with us in May of 2000, was with us for about 3.5 years, and left for personal reasons, but on very, very good standing. And we're fortunate to have him returning to the Hanover Township Police Department. And the only other thing that I wanted to mention is a new program. This is a program also by Hanover Township Police Department. It's called the Home Security Assessment, and it's a program where if you reach out to 2 of our detectives, they will schedule an assessment at your home. Parts are what's included with that are things such as assessing your security of your property's boundaries, including fences and gates, checking and assessing the functionality and coverage of any security systems you may have in place, such as alarms, cameras, motion sensors, and so on. A discussion of any factors external to your property that may affect security, such as crime trends or your proximity to main roads. But at the end, you get a detailed report of those findings and recommendations and any suggestions for security improvements. I believe this can be found up on the Hanover Township PBA, Hanover Township Police Facebook page. I'm not sure if it's up on our website yet, but if not, it will be up there soon. That's all I have.
Thank you, Brian. Mike?
Well, since you guys were so quick.
Oh, no.
So, no, just a few things I want to go over. Again, thank Barbara Davis for coming out. It was, again, really good to see our open space and recreation. Again, being Director of Recreation, we're always got a lot going on, especially over at Bee Meadow Park. We have turf field we're down to a punch list now. Hopefully that should be open pretty soon. It looks fantastic if you haven't seen it yet. We also have Phase 3 is probably almost 80% complete. Yeah. They were working on it today. I was over there checking it out. Looks good. And then they were getting ready for Phase 4, dumping material. So, again, just accessing those areas, giving us a nice, safe place for us and our kids to walk, ride a bike, to access that area is great to have. That being said, let me just go through a couple dates, so mark these down. We had Touch-a-Truck and fishing contest last weekend, and I also want to thank Brian DePrimo. He did some fishing lessons beforehand for the kids. That was a wonderful turnout, great time, and again, thank you for Brian for doing that. We have a couple things coming up in recreation. Introduction to acupuncture, that's on May 18th, Saturday, May 18th. Bee Meadow Pool opens, believe it or not. Bee Meadow Pool opens May 24th, Friday. So it'll be open weekends until we get to the end of June, and then it opens full-time. So again, another one of our great features in our town, Bee Meadow Pool. Still plenty of time to sign up. You know, for less than the cost of one night at the Jersey Shore, you can have access to this wonderful facility for almost 3 months. It's open 7 days a week. Swimming, there's all types of things going on. There's I don't even know where to start. There's so many things that go on at the Bee Meadow Pool. So check it out. Again, sign up. It's a great facility. Again, coming up again on Saturday, June 1st, we have Get Hooked on Fishing, Not Drugs, sponsored by Substance Awareness and Recreation. That goes from noon, rain or shine, and it's also in conjunction with the New Jersey Fish and Wildlife Committee. So come on out for that. Again, a little bit more fishing going on. June 7th at the Bee Meadow Pool, 7 to 8:30, we have the Parrot Head Beach Band coming and playing at the pool. There is a fee for this. It's $15 per person, $10 for seniors. But come on out. Again, it's a terrific night. You get to experience the pool, check it out, hear some good music. There's always food. The snack bar will be open, so there'll be food there too. But you do need to sign up for that and purchase tickets in advance, so get that going. Just an FYI, all of our camps, Summer Plus, Traveling Teen, Wildcat camps, they're all filled. Again, they sell out really quick. We've got a fantastic program. Sells out, you know, especially for the value for dollar. That's why it sells out so quick. It's a fantastic program. Do have a couple spots left for field hockey, though, which is a new program that's been going on. So if anybody's of those ages, you can check those out. It may sound a little weird, but tickets go on sale June 3rd for the Radio City Christmas Spectacular.
Okay, we don't want to hear that one tonight, Mike.
So, well, it's coming up soon, June 3rd.
Christmas.
Yeah, so we're selling those tickets already, and that sells out quick, so make sure you jump on that. Couple more things I just want to point out. We have some things coming up with cultural arts. The Hanover Wind Symphony on May 15th, 7 o'clock at MJS. Again, that's a free concert that they put on. Always fantastic, fantastic music. On May 19th, on Sunday, there's going to be a big band and dance demonstration at also at the Rec Center from 3 to 4:15. Another thing, free also. Come on and check those things out. One final item.
Take your time, Mike.
This is for Board of Ed. I want to point out to the Board of Ed, they put out their budget, and I just want to make a note, and, you know, they got beat up pretty good, but they put a budget forward with a 1.6% increase. And in these days of escalating costs, for them to put that together, we appreciate their efforts. So you can check out their website, they have it all online there, but just wanted to mention that while we're...
That's important. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mike.
thank you.
Good job. I have two. First one is May 31st in this building, 7 o'clock. We're bringing Catch You Later Foundation into this room.
May
It's a-
29th, thanks.
May 20, what? May 29th?
Yeah.
May 29th. It's a program about distracted driving and impaired driving. It's from Hudson County. It's a woman named Pam O'Donnell. She's the only civilian trained and certified by the New Jersey State Police. Her family was tragically killed in an auto accident by somebody on opioids. After a couple of years, it turned into much, much more, where she's doing a lot in police academies and colleges teaching. I went to a seminar of hers in Bayonne. I got to meet her. I asked her to come out. So we are hosting her here. We have 6 different towns coming out, including the mayor of Bayonne, Mayor Davis, who's a retired captain of Bayonne PD. It's going to be a big night. It's going to be an emotional night. We are going to live stream it and record it. We're going to start doing more and more about distracted driving, because the one statistic that I heard that night that made me want to do it prior to Memorial Day is Memorial Day to Labor Day, young driver deaths doubles. Children are on the road a lot more going down the shore. They're on the road a lot more because they're not in classes, and they're not as involved in organized sports. So it's a dark program, but it's an important program, because in the real world, you don't get to hit reset. So I think it's going to be really great, and a lot of people are going to learn a lot, including us. So now, on the plus side of things, a very good note for Hanover Township is Hanover Township took a piece of property that was contaminated and owes Hanover Township $1.5 million in back tax. Most other towns would have written this off, maybe donated it to somebody, or tried to have somebody else use it for a purpose that wouldn't have benefited the township. Hanover Township marketed the redevelopment of this property for commercial use, including the environmental cleanup, and the person buying it would be responsible for that cleanup. Hanover Township received $3 million. This money is not for trust funds, state mandates, or other obligations. This is for us, the Hanover Township residents, and I'm truly excited to report that this type of revenue will be coming to us. There's a lot of people that worked very, very hard on this on our behalf. I will say right now, and I'm going to miss somebody, but I'm going to talk about the people that I've talked to quite a bit. Fred Samarow, Robert, Joe Giorgio. Thank you very much. $3 million is real money. That's all I got tonight, guys? Yes, John?
We got one more, important responsibility. Sunday is Mother's Day,
Oh, Mother's Day.
so we want to recognize
All the great moms that give it everything they got every day. God bless you, and happy Mother's Day. Motion adjourned?
so moved.
All in favor? Aye.
I know, it's clerk's meeting, it's Mother's Day, my birthday.
Oh, your birthday? When's your birthday?
No, next week.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Kristen.
Thank you. And Jerry's birthday.